everyone. Welcome to our Wives in Prayer WIP interviews. This session is entitled Tell Me How You Get Married. And we have with us today Trena Millar. She has been a wife for 15 years. So she's still a teenager in marriage, almost sweet 16. So I want to welcome Trena to our session today. Hi, Trena.
Hi, Charlene.
How are you doing today?
I am fine. How are you
Beautiful.
doing?
I'm fine too. I'm good.
Yes. Good
So,
evening, Weiss. Hi.
hi. So let's get right into it, Trina.
Yes, please.
My first question for you is, did you see yourself getting married?
Yes, that is a straight up yes. Because I never saw myself as someone who will, as the old time people will say, shack up or live in a house with a man for years and years. That I never saw myself living that kind of life. So I
Okay.
always had in my mind I wanted to get married.
Okay. That sounds good. That sounds good. All right. So tell me now. We want to hear about your husband. Tell me how you met your husband.
Wow, that is a ironic story.
Oh, really? So that means
Yes,
you're very interested.
well, interesting to me. um, Both of us have been at the same church for years. For
Okay.
years, we went to church at the same church, and you after going to church with somebody for so long, you sometimes you see them as a brother and not so much as a person you would get involved with and stuff like that. And
Okay.
I remember we went on a camp. Our church Village New Testament, we would always have camps during the
Mm-hmm.
summer. And I remember one year he would have said, he's interested, and I was like, huh? Not me. Not me. As I said, we went to church together, but it was never that sort of
Uh-huh.
relationship. And over time, over several camps, we've been to Trinidad, we've been to Grenada, we've been to Guyana. We started to talk and we started to build a friendship and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I would say that always stood out for me, I remember one year I think it was in Guyana. I
Mm-hmm.
became sick while I was on the trip.
Okay.
And I was sick to the point where I had to be kind of like bedridden, kind of laying
Oh
down all
boy.
the time and stuff like that. And
Uh-huh.
he stayed with me throughout that whole experience. Yes. If I needed water, if I needed something to snack on. And that was one of the things that stood out for me, that caring aspect of him.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yes, please.
So first you friend zoned him, as the
Yeah.
young people would say.
Yeah.
You friend zoned him,
Yes,
but
please.
at least you got to see a good side of him, even though it was a
Yes.
bad circumstance. It was able
Yes.
to open up
Yes.
your eyes to who he truly was.
Yes, please. Yes,
Oh, that's
please.
good. And one thing we can tell young people, if they're looking for partners, they can go to church camps.
Not only church camps. Another thing, as my memory is being jogged,
Uh-huh.
um, my grandmother, which is my mom's mom,
Mm-hmm.
um, while we were going to camp and stuff like that, and coming into the latter years and stuff, she became sick.
Okay.
And my husband's job, he's self-employed, he's a taxi
Okay.
operator, and I
Okay.
remember many times he will drive from St. Philip to St. Peter just to take my granny to the hospital. And
Oh, okay.
again, as the old people will say, how he treats
Your
your family
family.
memory tells you a
Uh-huh.
lot about how
About
he will
him. He will
treat
treat you.
you. Yes, and those
Okay.
were
Okay.
two things that stood up for me.
Okay. Sounds like you have a nice husband.
Well,
Okay, so my next question for you would be, as you reflect on your marriage over the past 15 years, still a teenager in marriage,
yeah, so
still a teenager in marriage, could
maybe a
you tell,
baby.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, maybe. Telling you.
Could
Yes,
you
please.
tell us or give anyone out there any advice that you would give to someone who is getting ready to get married?
Well, for me, I can only share my experience. I remember when I was getting married, I wasn't all just caught up in the glitz and the glamour and the day, but I kind of sought God for direction in terms of if this person was the person I was supposed to marry. And I
Okay.
remember even on my wedding day, I said, Lord, if this man is not for me, let me get in an accident, but I don't want dead. I did say that. I being honest. Because to me, I can make a mistake, but I gotta live with that regret if the person, if you understand what I'm saying, if the
Yeah.
person is not for me. So my
So you did
first
a
thing,
Gideon.
pardon?
You did a Gideon with God.
Yeah, I said to God, if this is the place that you want me to be at, direct me. And the verse that would always keep me was Joshua 1:9. And I think that verse says, haven't I commanded you? I will be
Mhm.
with you always to be strong in the Lord. Just paraphrasing, but that
Mhm.
was the verse that would give me a bit of confirmation and stuff.
Okay.
And another thing, well, I don't know, young people got grandparents now, but my grandparents, they would got a nudge on, not he. But my grandparents, my grandparents were real grandparents in their 70s and 60s. So they had a little inclination of, oh, this is the one. So I would say seek God's direction and seek wise counsel,
Okay.
I would say.
Okay. So we just want to remind everyone who's listening to us of the few nuggets that you said. You said to seek God's direction, even if you have to play Gideon like you did, and to
Yeah.
also seek the advice of others. How would you say your relationship with God played a role in the way your marriage is going?
I would say it plays a role because I try to keep at the forefront is a covenant and it's not a contract.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I see it as a contract, trust me, it would have gone a long time ago. But
Okay.
but I see it as is a covenant relationship, and every day we don't model the perfect relationship, but we are trying
Mhm.
our best to, you know, be that example that God will want us to be, I would
Okay.
say.
Okay. So as we close up our interview session with Trina tonight, we just want to thank you for your words of wisdom as a teenager. So that means that
Yes,
teenagers still have good advice
it's true.
and they're so knowledgeable. We
Yes,
want to thank you
please.
for your words of wisdom, and we want to encourage those wives out there to seek God in all their relationships, seek God in everything that you are doing, seek God in your marriage. Seek
Yes,
God for
please.
every single thing. And we also want to encourage those who are not married and who are considering being married to also seek God
Yes, please.
and to seek advice from those people who would know better, not necessarily friends, but those people who you know or you believe are in tune with God, because that's also very, very important. So, like you
Important.
said, your grandparents who would have had that nudge within them, but that would
Mhm.
really be the Holy Spirit within them who
Yeah,
would have been
yes.
guiding them to help you as you go
Yeah,
along your way.
yes,
And
please.
not to see marriage as a contract, but a covenant. And I
Yes,
agree with you that that's very, very, very important. So as we look at it completely different and give a total spin to it, we
yes,
must
please.
see our marriage as a covenant as opposed to a contract.
Yes, please.
So we just want to say thank you, Trina,
Thank
for
you.
being with us for this session. And we hope that you guys at home have enjoyed the session with us today.
Yes, please.
So we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye. See you later.